Don't want them to walk away. We want them to ensure that this is the right development for the community.
Is it?
The residents are saying no.
Lots of development happening in Madisonville. Some community leaders are asking the city to temporarily stop one of them until September. In our continuing series, Move Up Cincinnati, WCPO 9 News reporter Lisa Smith explains that some residents are worried that the development at Madison and Wetzel leaves many of them with no place to park.
It's been a few months since Shantae Barker opened her new boutique in the heart of Madisonville.
This is my first time owning a business in Madisonville. I started out online, having like an online boutique.
The UC grad spent 15 years in New York as a fashion designer. When it was time to come back to Cincinnati, she chose Madisonville, where she grew up.
I decided, you know what, I'm going to open my own store. And even though it's a lot of work, I'm loving it.
But there are challenges. Her shop is in the heart of a major development happening at Madison and Wetzel.
The parking is definitely a challenge. We try to work with the developers and let them know that our customers, they really want a place to park that's really easy.
Ironically, there's a brand new parking lot right behind her shop. It's part of the new apartment development there. She says she initially was told she and her customers would have access.
But then we later learned that that was not going to be available to the businesses that are not inside of their development.
At the Madisonville Business Chamber, it was announced that it would no longer be public parking at all. It would be private parking only for phase one, which was a huge shock to everyone in the room.
Kate Bodos is president of the Madisonville Community Council, which sent this letter to the mayor, city manager, and city leaders asking that they not close on phase 3 of the project until they, quote, reach an agreement on parking and a potential community benefits agreement.
Put a pause on it to make sure that the community is protected. It's one of the things that the residents in Madisonville have always been very passionate about, and it's preserving the essence of the community.
Meanwhile, there's another potential change in plans for one of the phases. It calls for a private swimming pool.
You have to then explain to our kids that are walking down the street that it's a walkable community, but you can't use a space because it's private, is not the message that we want to send to our kids.
Meanwhile, parking remains an issue.
I lived in New York for 15 years. I'm used to walking 5 or 10 blocks, but that's not normal here in Madisonville.
Lisa Smith, WCPO 9 News.
WCPO 9 News reached out to the city and the developer for comment on this story. We'll let you know when we hear back. Meanwhile, read more on this story and other Move Up Cincinnati stories. It's on our website, WCPO.com.